It's about to be 2015. I was first elected in 1984. So you think about the changes in telephones, cell phones. Think about Blackberries and smartphones, and think about internet. All that has happened in my political lifetime. I remember one time being in Douglas, Georgia, and I wanted to get something quickly faxed to the Department of Revenue in Atlanta, and couldn't find a fax machine. And I was driving all over Douglas, Georgia, trying to get a fax machine. Today, there was no thought of a cell phone, but I had to have something in hard copy, so that's why the fax machine was important. While I've been in Washington, the fax machine has kind of peaked and faded. It used to be that people would send us faxes overnight because the long-distance phone services the costs dropped overnight. And so people would send you their faxes at 10 p.m. And so you'd come in the morning and there'd be a 1-inch stack of fax mail that had come in overnight of people with their urgent requests. And now it's not unusual for me to leave the Rayburn building on the way to the vote in the Capitol. It's a 5-minute walk, and somebody will send me a text message and saying, hey, on House Bill 311, the Smith Amendment is coming up. I hope you oppose it, and they'll tell you why. So everything today is in real time. It used to be long-distance phone calls were a big deal. People would actually write you letters to ask you to come speak to their Rotary Club. And today it's pick up the phone or get on an email. All that has changed tremendously. Photographs, photography changed from the traditional film to digital about 2005, in that range. And so what happened after that, every single event that you went to had an explosion of photographs. And then that moved into getting it out on Twitter. And so quite often you would be in a meeting and people right now would send out photographs, sometimes videos, and get things as close to real time as possible. And you walk out of the meeting, the press isn't there because they kind of felt like they were in there because people were sending them emails. So that technology has changed. It had a huge impact on Congress. I'll give you one more example. When the internet first came out, it was a novelty. And the first person I knew who used it was Stacy Stevens. She was probably 23, 24 years old at the time and working on our front desk. And the only thing she used it for, or any congressional office used it for, was to line up, well, what receptions are going to happen tonight and what food will they be serving, so that the starving young college grads who are underpaid in Washington, they could figure out where to get the best meal for the night from hors d'oeuvres. It probably was 2 or 3 years later before internet was actually used on a professional level from everybody.